We're gonna go into a fucking bloodbath. People will die.
I felt betrayed, alright, Sonic? I felt betrayed.
I said...
That's right, bitch.
This was my fault?
Your fault, yes.
Oh, shut the fuck.
Guys,
Now.
stop.
I hate every single one of you. Fuck you, and I'm blocking you guys.
To me, it's not even showing.
That's adorable. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like the next big thing to replace Funko Pops, I guess.
My flippers keep alerting guards.
If
I'm ducky thick.
Ducky thick.
I just start recording OBS, and that's the first thing I see is just me saying I'm ducky thick.
I'll be right back. Let me get some water.
I have this like Whataburger size water over here.
Of my tea and water. Yes, I'm very Asian. I've got my tea ready here.
America. Coffee is superior.
Alright, hold up. Don't we have a British one in here? Where's your tea? Alright.
I have juice.
We
I would have laughed really hard if you actually had tea. Like, oh, right here. Like, you just like got the tea ready.
I was kind of expecting that a little bit. Oh my gosh, Crash
TNT.
Bandicoot TNT crate. That's so cool.
I was playing the racing game. That's pretty fucking fun. The nitro fueled.
Ooh!
Yeah, fun game.
You're talking to two big simps of that game right here.
I had a period of like a month where I was playing it constantly to get all the dailies.
Was it the Tana or the Spyro month?
Spyro.
Yeah, I got everything for Spyro too.
Hey, of course you did, Scaly Boy.
I fucking love Spyro. He's so cool.
Are we all like ready? Are we gonna like...
No.
Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the annual 2021 Mortal Kombat Tournament, where we are going to debate the fate of the realms. See what I did there? I'm your host, SonicHaXD, and with me is my co-host, The4thSnake!
Oh shit!
Oh, that is sick! Whoa, what did you? I didn't even notice you changed. What?
Like he just changed like on screen.
Yo, my co-host Snake, you got an intro for us? You got a...
The blade of Hanzo.
We're
the trailer version of Get Over Here.
Oh my goodness.
It takes forever to unwind it. We were seeing that in the actual field, its application is not as effective when you gotta unwind it. There we go.
Oh, that's sick.
Get the fuck over here, bitch.
Whoa! Now, let's get right into our contestants. Dun dun dun. In the one corner, we have the ruthless, the cold-blooded. He is not afraid to let his opinions be known. BruskPoet!
Hey everybody, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to the discussion.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I gotta say, Brusk, your review is very, very daring, must I say. Especially the title of your video. You titled your review, Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms was good. And the thumbnail says, it was totally fine. Now, not gonna lie, that's not too bad. That's not like too controversial. You kind of give me a little bit of a jab to like say the haters of this film and whatnot. However, that's not where it ends, because at the end of your title, you put, and I quote, "You guys are just dumb." Ooh.
Wow. A little spicy. Ooh.
Very spicy.
The camel the straw that broke the camel's back.
It was straight up like the last straw for some people. I don't know why, but it was straight up the last straw for some people.
Yeah, look how pissed some of the people on the screens are right now.
Yeah.
They are not happy with that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
In the other corner, he's the nice guy. He's wholesome. He's working hard on his Natara fanfic. True Underdog.
Okay, there you go. I just want to say that I'm not happy to be here. I'd rather be doing anything else right now, but I gotta talk to Dr. Disrespect himself over here, calling everybody dumb, including viewers like myself. And just to show you that this ain't some fucking game, let me screen share here real quick. You see this, Brusk? You see what's happening right now?
I'm seeing,
right?
I'm looking.
I'm going to your video right now. I'm going there. Oh, just leaving a dislike for you. There you go. For calling me dumb. Just leaving that dislike there for you.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I will say this though, I'm happy to have this anger go somewhere. Oh, the soundboard. Yes, my sentiments exactly. But now you know what the score is. Now you know it's not some game. You are mad disrespectful, call me dumb. My accepted adjectives are moronic and idiotic. Not dumb. Not dumb, alright?
Yeah.
At my piece.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, True Underdog, I've got to say that your review of the movie is like probably unironically the most hilarious video I've seen like all year. Seeing like someone like you who usually is much more of like calm and like the nice guy kind of a feel to it, just go on full rage rant mode. Just something about that was just like really funny.
I tried so hard not to rant until later on, at least in the video. You know, that was all unscripted too. That was just being
yeah. Probably my favorite part of the review was like when you said, it's like 5 minutes into your review, you said like, I don't want to be entirely negative about this film, so I will say some good things.
I don't want to be entirely negative about this film, so I will say some good things, but...
And then you proceed to not say anything good for like the next 20 minutes. you just completely forgot about that.
It must have just been my ADHD in action. Just like, I had some good thoughts and the mean thoughts just came right in and took center stage. I felt betrayed, alright, Sonic? I felt betrayed by that movie.
And then you betrayed by Brusk with his bad opinions.
Ooh, hold up, I gotta play it.
I thought you were my friend, Brusk! Calling me dumb.
Ooh. gotta bring out my $300 soundboard. Let Mortal Kombat begin!
It has begun!
For the first topic of our discussion is animation. Now, this can range from art style, like the background, most importantly, like the action, also the gore. I think we can put that into here. Basically anything that moves on screen, you know, if you want to talk about it, then we can talk about it in the animation here. Also, before we get into each of these debates, I'd like to bring up a little bit of something that Brusk and True Underdog, you guys said in your Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms review, just to see like a bit of a contrast in opinions. Now, in BruskPoet's review, he stated that
The second round of the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament actually gets better in terms of pacing, and things happen just a little bit more in a organized way.
in True Underdog's video, however, he said,
All the trailer parts have good animation. The rest is like average or awful.
I had a sound effect prepared, but I'll just do it myself.
Ooh, round one. Fight!
Who's going first?
Who's going? Yeah. Wait.
You guys have fun with that. Whoever goes first gets more meter.
Ooh.
I guess I'll go first. So,
I allow it.
I guess in terms of like animation, I guess it all like it's such a broad question. There's so much to like that covers that. You can tell like there's like budget restrictions and all that kind of stuff in certain scenes. And this happened in Scorpion's Revenge. This happened in Battle of the Realms and all that kind of stuff. But overall, I think it was done pretty well. I mean, like it like I like the Bruce Timm kind of ish art style. It's fine to me. Yeah, it's serviceable.
I feel like for the debate, or at least the more controversial parts, would rely more on the action part of things. I feel like animation we're all kind of okay with, right? I feel like.
That's a True Underdog.
That's up to discussion. We'll see.
Well, some people already know this, but I actually have a background in animation. So I was looking very closely at some things, and there are some parts that visually were impressive to me. There are some scenes where the floor is actually reflective, so they have it actually mirroring what's happened, and they had a blur effect to it. And that's pretty sick. I've heard from some people in the comments, and I can't say if it's legit or not, but some claim that the budget was cut at some point for this movie, and that's why like some of the animations really dip at some parts. That's interesting if true, because there is one part in particular where you can tell they had the budget and like some really cool stuff was happening, and it's right when Johnny Cage fights D'Vorah. You will see smears and really cool animation tricks that don't happen anywhere else in the movie. And then from there on, like, that's gone.
Huh.
So it could be at that point that the budget got cut or something. Because if you watch that very first part of, like, D'Vorah versus Johnny Cage, you can see all the budget, and then it's, like, for the rest of the fight, it's, like, gone. And people don't animate them as they happen in the film. Like, that's never how film works. It's always done in different orders, then the editor puts them together, right? So in some regards, there was some decent stuff. Can I screen share and show y'all one part that looks hilarious? After Shao Kahn just pretty much pimp slaps Katana, and after he's choking her, he gives her like a little backhand and tosses her. The flip is okay, but then when she lands, there's like 4 frames of animation of her hitting, flopping up, being stiff like a fish, then landing back down in the exact same pose she bounced in, and it looks hysterical. Yeah, it looks really funny. Like, it's like 2 frames a minute when she like gets tossed. Stuff like that happens throughout the film. Even before that, when Shao Kahn goes to like punch her straight down, his character changes size like 5 times during the actual punch, which is violating one of the principles of animation, which is called solid drawing.
The Shao Kahn punch was pretty funny, I noticed that.
Oh yeah, like his little giant mega fist where he punches her straight down.
Yeah,
it looks hysterical. And before he fatalities Kung Lao, when he walks over to him, it's like 3 frames a minute of him like choppily walking over to Kung Lao. So I notice little things like that because I'm an animator too. But the funniest one that stood out to me the most was when Shang Tsung invites everybody to the second tournament, right?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They didn't even animate him walking. They just do this with his character. They don't even animate it. They just move it. Like they tween that for like a solid 7 seconds. Yeah, so the animation really dips in some parts. It's okay in some parts. I may have been a bit too rude in some parts because there are some things that don't get shown in the trailer, like when Shao Kahn fights Liu Kang. But even that part has like a weird mix of like good and terrible animation. It's just not consistent. And I rewatched Scorpion's Revenge, and it's way more consistent in that film.
Okay.
There's some really cool parts where I'm like, whoa, and there's some just okay parts. That's my opinion.
One thing that True Underdog you were very offended by in your review was just how short the fight scenes were. You know, 10, 20-second fight scenes, and you were very disappointed with how they handled those outworld like fighters and stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's not even very many 20-second ones. Most of them are right at the 10-second mark.
Yeah.
And just to make sure I wasn't too biased, amazing figurine, by the way.
Just keep showing them, it's great.
Just to make sure that I wasn't being too biased, I looked at the fight scenes from Scorpion's Revenge. They are 3 minutes at the shortest, and some go to 5 minutes.
Objection!
So that movie actually dedicates time to the fights. What?
The Sub-Zero versus Scorpion fight was like a minute.
Oh, yeah.
That was
fair
1
enough,
minute,
fair
yeah.
enough. Okay, fine. How dare you? How dare My point is, you get more of a solid treatment of Sonya versus Reptile than Shang Tsung versus Liu Kang.
I hate agreeing with you on that because I'm not the biggest fan of that fight either.
The
but
Baraka
sure.
chase with like Johnny Cage is 4 minutes. So a lot of the dumb
really?
fights in that film get more treatment. Yeah, they get more treatment than in this new one. And that'll be fine. But the trailers are lying then, like just false advertising, because they market it as the tournament. So we all assumed that those like clips we saw were just snippets of the fight. But no, like that's half the Li Mei versus Sonya fight in the trailer. It goes on for like 5 more seconds after that.
I'm not going to defend this point too much. I feel like if you just added like 2 minutes into the first Outworld round tournament, I think the fights would have been totally fine. But there are so many fights that happen in the movie. If each of them were like 3 minutes or 2 minutes, it would seem really repetitive. I think the idea of a montage part of the tournament and all that kind of stuff is not necessarily bad because the Karate Kid's climax, all right, Daniel spends like most of the movie preparing for the tournament, and that tournament lasts for like 3 minutes. And like the fights and the tournament fights go by really fucking quick. We don't really get the sense of how good Cobra Kai is as a dojo. We don't really get to see too much of Daniel's skills. We only get to see that like at the very end with Daniel versus Johnny Lawrence and all that kind of stuff. So the idea of a montage like a section of the tournament is not necessarily bad. The problem that I have with it though, and this is like, again, this is where I won't defend the movie too much, is that I do wish the first round of the tournament had like just a little bit more. Just make them do more. Like Kentaro for sure should have used like an entire fight scene of himself.
Bro, check the credits. Li Mei was not in this movie. Melina was.
Melina. Okay, permission to rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Ooh, permission given.
Alright, so I just want to say, comparing Battle of the Realms or a Mortal Kombat film to The Karate Kid is apples to coconuts. The point of The Karate Kid was to see him become The Karate Kid, to see him develop into that. This film was marketed as being about the tournament and the fights in the tournament, and we got shafted. I understand it would be difficult, maybe, to make a film focusing around just the tournament fights, but I would argue anime does that all the flippin' time. And I think to most people, Season 2 of My Hero Academia is still their favorite season, and it's just the tournament.
It is pretty good,
like over and
yes.
over again, just fight after fight, and people love that. Because the truth is that battles can be storytelling for the characters. It reflects their personality, all that stuff. So we had Jade versus Liu Kang. That could have been a really interesting fight, because what does Liu Kang want to do? Fight with his fists, wants to get in close, right? What does Jade have? The staff. So the first part of the fight could be about her keeping him at bay, and he can't get in close. She just keeps him away with the staff the whole time. So he thinks, all right, I'm gonna start throwing some fireballs. I can do that. Let me throw some fireballs. What does Jade do? Goes purple. Just passes right through her. Liu Kang's like, ah shit, that thing's working. She's landed hits on me with the staff. I can't land a single punch. Every now and then I'm punching the staff, hurting my own fists, and I can't throw fireballs at her. What do I do? Maybe he thinks, okay, He throws a fireball at the ground. It kicks up dust right in front of Jade's face. He flies in, dragon kick through it, knocks her out. Something sick like that. That tells a story. It shows how both characters play in the games. You get a little bit of a conflict. You get a whole story arc in the fight itself, right? Could have been sick. This should have been something. Not just Jade blocks the hits until she can't block the hits, because for some reason, like, the staff just stops working. And also, there are films like The Raid. Everyone loves The Raid if they've seen it. It's just constant action the whole time. There's barely even a plot there. So you could definitely make it work.
Your Honor, permission to rebuttal?
Permission given.
So I don't necessarily disagree. The whole first part of the tournament could have used like more meat. Kentaro again should have done more. He should have thrown a fireball. Jade could have thrown a glaive. Lee May could have done her fast punches and all that kind of stuff. So I don't disagree. I'm just saying the idea of a montage sequence is not inherently like a bad thing, because again, Daniel at the it's about like becoming the Karate Kid, but also to fight in the tournament to show off his skills. When you don't really get too much fleshed out things in the first part of the tournament, I think it's fine. It's just showing that he's like progressing and all that kind of stuff. Where you really get to see his skills is like in the final battle, and I feel like it's a little bit of the same situation with Liu Kang. Now, when you bring up the like My Hero Academia, yeah, like a tournament arc and all that kind of stuff. This is a movie with WB giving the team like a $2 budget compared to like a very well established anime. Again, I agree. I really do wish the fights were longer. I feel like, again, you still run into the repetitiveness in a movie compared to a TV show.
And like I did say earlier, we can't like figure out whose fault it is exactly, right? But it doesn't make it not a bad product.
With the idea of the montage, I think that could work as, say, the opening round against a bunch of nameless jobbers to show off what each character can do. Almost like...
I was going to say that too.
Like, if you took the Sub-Zero shows off what he can do in the 95 movie and had everybody get a bit like that, that could be fine. And
we even get the shot of like them against the wall, like the heroes and the villains, as if it's like about them versing each other, and they're barely there.
As if they are as important as the heroes. These are the villainous equivalent of them, but they aren't.
But they could have been, if written that way. You know, they totally could have been. Because what does Lee May do? Devote her life to being good at her combat, right? What did Sonya do? Like, devote her time to being the best soldier she could be. That could work! But they didn't even try to do that.
I guess the last thing I will say is that, like, I don't necessarily disagree with, like, with any of you in terms of, like, the fights needing to be longer and all that kind of stuff, and the fights being too short. I guess what I'm trying to say is the spirit of the tournament fights being in some sort of montage-y sequence, I don't think is inherently bad. It could have been better. Yes, I know. But the spirit is not inherently bad, is what I'm trying to say.
I see his perspective. I respectfully disagree, because this film stabbed me in the back at 3 different points. The first knife in the back was when I legit noticed that it was going to be almost like a montage where the fights were 10 seconds long. That's when I legit leaned back in my chair and went, "No! Don't do this!"
So before we proceed into the next phase of bloody versus combat, we're all in agreement that the last 20 minutes is absolute AIDS and should not have been in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to defend
Oh, for
it.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Felt like an hour.
Actually,
no,
nah, I'm joking.
All I want to say is basically that I completely agree that I felt like those fights were short. I agree that the trailer may have made it look a little bit clickbaity, but at the same time, I feel like from one perspective, if we kind of look at those characters, the Outworld characters, not as like famous fighters from the Mortal Kombat franchise and more just no names, I don't think we would have put that much emphasis on this fight. You know what I mean? It's like, it's Lee May, oh my gosh, they brought her back, it's Jade. But like, what if they're all just no name cool fighters and stuff like that? It'd just be a fast montage fight and we'd be like, oh, that was fast, but oh well. But I feel like that clickbaitiness is making us a little bit more angry and making the fans more disappointed that they didn't get to see like their favorite fighters do cool things and stuff like that.
I think even if it was just a bunch of like generic nameless nobodies, it wouldn't really help much, because those are still like half the tournament fights and they're still short and shit. I mean, it definitely would have made some difference. This is the kind of thing where it's worse for fans, whereas normal people who aren't familiar with MK, even they look at it and go, hang on, this is a bit of a wank tournament. What did you two think of the kills?
Which one?
Like the fatals?
Fatalities and such. Yeah.
I think they're great.
I really like Shang Tsung's fatality. That made me cringe in a good way.
In terms of
like the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, and the Lao fatality. It's hard to like cringe or like wince when you're a Mortal Kombat fan, because like that's all you really fucking see all the fucking time. But the fact that they managed to like make me like oof, like be like ooh, that's that's tough. I think that it's a good point on their end.
They were fine. I wish it had been more consistent, because it's bizarre how sometimes the villains who you know would definitely fatality, like they don't, or they just do it once. I think even the heroes should have been allowed to fatality, even if it was like not in character, have it be an accident. Like let's pretend that Johnny Cage like wins one of the fights, right? Maybe he tries his flying shadow kick for like the first time and just takes the dude's head clean off, and he's like, oh shit, whoops. And then Shao Kahn's like, fatality. Like that could have been a way to show it, but it's like still a fatality, but it's like within his character to like not kill intentionally. We know Sonya has no problem killing.
Yeah.
And Jax probably wouldn't mind killing Kentaro.
I feel like if you played too lean, like if they actually killed, I feel like people would have a bigger problem. Like if Kentaro actually died, I think people would be like, oh, why did you just straight up kill him like that? I feel like keeping these characters alive is actually like better.
Can't speak for everyone. I just say I personally would have liked to see the murder. I didn't mind it in the first film. I didn't mind Sonya killing Reptile because he went for the acid shot a couple of times. That's a death blow.
Well,
To be fair, that's not Reptiles.
yeah, it's not like, yeah, it's not Reptile.
It's not Reptile,
Yeah.
despite looking just like Reptile
Yeah.
and doing the exact same as Reptile.
I mean, hey,
And it being
reptiles had
firmly
different
established
designs in
that
the
no other
past.
reptiles
They
exist until that point.
Not Baraka, but looks exactly like Baraka in the sequel.
That Baraka gets a better treatment, by the way, than Baraka in the new movie. He gets a worse showing.
Hold on,
So
wait. One guy in my chat says, not Reptile. Does that mean Scorpion's Revenge Nitara is not actually Nitara? No, they did say her name. Not in
What?
the
They
movie, but the producer. The producer said that was Nitara.
What inspired you to put Nitara into the movie?
I didn't do that. That was so a Rick Ethan move.
So fun fact, if that's the case about the Nitara thing, then there's 2 Nitaras in Scorpion's Revenge.
Is there?
You can clearly see 2 of them in the background as background characters.
I
Just copy and pasted her.
did not see that.
yes, you can see that.
They didn't even change her color. They could have at least photoshopped the saturation and like hue
It's
to make
the
it different.
exact
They didn't
same
do
model
that.
copy
Oh
pasted
my
in the background.
god.
That just speaks on the budget of the movie, honestly. So yeah.
I don't know, Brusk. I'm looking at page 3 of the script right here, and it says, make sure there's 2 Nitaras in the background. See it right here on the writer himself. Nah, it's the Manscaped talking points. I'm lying.
Mad scale. Are we gonna do a sponsor on Brusk's live stream?
Before we get into the next topic, let me talk to you guys about Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Nah, I'm joking.
The second topic we have here is going to be characters. Oh wait, hold up.
Yeah, that sound effect I want.
So basically, this is, you know, you can talk about what do you think about how were characters handled from game to media, the character choices that were in the movie, character relationships, character arcs, character designs, basically anything related about how you felt about the 20-ish characters that were in this movie. BruskPoet, in your review, you said,
Everything to do with Sub-Zero was absolutely great, and as a Smoke fan, I'm really happy with what they did with Smoke.
true underdog, however.
My personal favorite character from the series is reduced to being angry, and that's it. That's his entire character. I'm mad.
Round 2. Fight!
Yeah, so with the character development, there's not too much of it. I think both TrueUnderDawgSnake and SonicHaXD said this in their own reviews, where a lot of it implies that you're already a fan of the games. So for example, when Liu Kang kisses Katana, that's such a laughable scene if you haven't played the games, because they've had like 2 lines together, and they just kiss, right? So you have to already know that they're like a thing in all the games lately. I do stand by my statement that Kuali Yang is just a vengeful revenge boner for a vast majority of the film. Even when he agrees to work with Scorpion at one part, he just goes back on it later and like tackles him from behind, and he's like, for my brother, tries to kill him again. You already agreed one time to like work with him, and now you're just trying to fucking kill him again. Like, so not only is he just anger boner, but he's dishonorable as hell and ready to go for a back attack to get the advantage when you said you're gonna help him. So I didn't like that. You get the bro moment at the end where they're just teaming up, which is not a hilarious concept, but it's hilarious because who they fight. It would make no sense for them to have any effect at all, but for movie, it has to happen. Don't commit seppuku over there with that blade, TrueUnderDawgSnake. It made me nervous. It's like just the right, like, no!
R.I.P. my co-host.
But yeah, there's almost 0 character development, but there could have been. But you didn't have to make Li Mei. If Li Mei is a nothing character, then don't make Li Mei the person in the tournament. You could have picked someone that has a bigger fan following. You could have had Ermac. There's no reason you couldn't.
I
could have had him.
completely agree with that, true underdog.
Bring back Kano.
Like, so if you don't want to use the characters, don't pick bad characters. Li Mei could work, though. Like, if you wanted me, I'm not gonna flex too hard, but if you wanted, like, someone who's a huge fan, like TrueUnderDawgSnake or me or someone, to write Li Mei and make her, like, an enjoyable character, it can be done.
You will fight for me or your village will be destroyed.
Yeah, make her a tragic character, where she's fighting for everyone else. Just because it's an Outworld competitor doesn't mean they're just for Shao Kahn. So you could make it work, but they didn't even make the effort. Oh, I'm done.
I'm sorry, my mic was muted. I'm sorry.
I noticed that. Yeah. You just stop talking.
What I was saying is there's a lot to unpack there. So I'm just gonna go like one by one. There's a rebuttal to almost everything you guys said. True Underdog, I'll ask you. I'm super curious. Are you a fan of Sub-Zero's story and MK9? Like, do you think they did them well in MK9?
I think I probably am a bigger fan of Sub-Zero and MK9 only because we still see more emotion than rage. And he goes about the revenge in an honorable way. He fights for the tournament and tells Shao Kahn, I want to fight Scorpion. Bring him here. And he fights him in a fair 1v1. He doesn't just try to get a back shot or gang up on him when he's fighting other enemies like the cyborgs. It's a way more honorable version. And we even get to see like Sub-Zero's reaction to Cyrax, and it's got a bit more like of an impact to me, at least because Cyrax, like he's all like really shocked by it.
Okay, I'm glad that you're consistent. In MK9, it was like the individual, but overall in the grand scheme of things, he's reacting to the fact like, holy shit, like we're turning into cyborgs. I don't want to fucking comply and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, but in Battle of the Realms, it's like it's anger and shock, but in MK9, it's more tragic. Like he's sad about it. He's like, no, what happened to Cyrax?
Well, yeah, but when he beats Cyrax, he just like fucked off. So like the problem with MK9s, however, is that it makes it seem like Sub-Zero is a Scorpion clone because both of them were out for revenge. That could be like a good way to like show like how similar Scorpion and Sub-Zero are, but they never do anything with that. They don't come to terms. In Battle of the Realms, however, they do come to terms. I like how Scorpion is already mature and is already like over this kind of stuff, and he tells Kuai Li like, hey dude, if you want to kill me, I kind of deserve to die. You can do that. Promise me you'll do the right thing after this. But the fact that Sub-Zero and Scorpion being friends is a more interesting story than them being rivals. So I think in Battle of the Realms, it's a lot more better done than in MK9.
Yeah, I think if you want a different take, then it's fine.
I want to say something about Brusk's thing about their arc in MK9, because like as you said, like Sub-Zero kind of got like cucked at the end there and then turned into like a cyborg. I would say they actually do bring that back a little bit in MKX. You know, the tea drinking scene and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, but that's
that's
MKX. Yeah, but MKX and MK9 are like they're almost like different characters.
I guess I would say it did continue that storyline at least, in my opinion.
That if you had someone who never watched Mortal Kombat or played any of the games, and they watched just Battle of the Realms, then they would go away thinking that Sub-Zero is a mostly angry character who's super hot-headed and pissy all the time, goes for cheap backstab moves, but then at the end when he has to, decides to team up reluctantly. That's what they would get, and I don't think that's at all a reflection of how Kuai Li Yang is in most of the games.
I might be wrong here, but it seems to me that the part of the whole thing you two are both focusing on is different, whereas I feel like Brusk is focusing on the larger arc with the two characters, whereas Underdog is focusing more on the specifics of how Sub-Zero is portrayed along the way. It's kind of interesting how you both have focus on different aspects, and that's what leads to your different viewpoints on the subject.
Okay, seems like, yeah, I can see like the two sides of this argument, basically. What else were you going to argue about what True Underdogs did?
Like the Li Mei and how they're handled.
Okay, so a lot of people are like super like ass blasted over like Li Mei, Reiko, and some other characters like not getting that much like screen time and development. And although I would love to see them get like more development and all that kind of stuff, these characters are not a part of an MK2 story. So the fact that they didn't get much to do and they don't really like take the roles of any other character, or they don't do anything out of character, I think is okay. Yes, would I like a line of like Li Mei saying like, I'm here to fight for my people and all that kind of stuff? That'd be cool. Again, that goes back to my point. Oh yeah, we should have had like at least like 2 or 3 minutes added on to the first round of the tournament so we can flesh out these characters more. Although I would love to see that, the fact that the MK2 characters are not really crucially affecting an MK2 story, I think is like totally fine. You gotta have some grunts eat shit. They're all alive, so it's not like they're wasting them or anything like that. They can totally show up in another sequel.
So let me add something that I wanted to say, basically. I genuinely felt like the characters in this movie did not give enough like character development to me for me to really like any character. I only liked like 2 characters out of the 20 that I can think of. But at the same time, I wasn't like offended, be like, oh, how dare they do that to that kind of a character kind of a feeling. I was just more just like, eh. Unlike Mortal Kombat 2021, where I actually felt like some of those characters just like offended me how they were treated, in my opinion, how they were like portrayed.
I was offended by a character.
Ooh, we'll get those. Oh,
Johnny Cage. I can't stand him in
yeah,
these
okay.
films.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I feel like you have a point a little bit because again, like there isn't any time to reflect on the things that the characters do, and I'm not here to defend that. It's just that like Liu Kang has an arc from Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms. Brayden has an arc from Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms. I feel like the most important characters get passable like treatment in terms of like development and all that kind of stuff.
So to summarize, basically, like you agree that the new characters that just show up in Battle of the Realms are definitely not developed well enough, but like the returning characters in Scorpion's Revenge had enough. At least that's what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, like the characters that actually matter, like actually got like enough of what they really needed. Like okay, I want more. I wanted like Scorpion's Revenge to be longer. I want like Battle of the Realms, the entire 20 minutes to be out and put into like the actual tournament. But what can you do, you know?
Yeah, and the other character that I would say that basically only showed up in Battle of the Realms that I was fine and I actually kind of liked was Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the fight with Shao Kahn, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
Want to talk about Johnny Cage?
I guess it comes down to personal preference. I think he was funny.
I noticed in True Underdog's review, you liked Johnny Cage in Scorpion's Revenge, but you did not like him in this movie.
It started off so strong too, because when we first see Johnny Cage in Battle of the Realms, he's like in the tree and he's a spy / negotiator. I'm like, cool, these both work pretty well for Johnny Cage. I'm not against the idea that he could lose to D'Vorah if it was like MK2 Johnny. D'Vorah is, for whatever reason, ridiculously strong. The thing is, the way that Johnny Cage was like shown in Scorpion's Revenge, he's ridiculously strong. He backhands like a minotaur, like when it comes at him, it just goes flying away. One flying kick, and he knocks them all away and catches her. He's like, "Sup, babe?" And then he fucked them all up by himself, and she's like, "Whoa, let me help out." Like Johnny Cage was fine. He could have taken them all out according to that scene. But then in the new film, when he fights D'Vorah, I don't even mind the nut punch part, because again, it's like he kind of threw his nuts into her fist. You could have even had a point where D'Vorah goes, "Oh shit." My little gesture, like that worked out.
I think that did, and Johnny's like, "Oh fuck, I can't breathe," and all that kind of stuff. You see like D'Vorah be like, "Oh fuck,"
but then no, they just keep going with him being a joke in this film. He doesn't really do anything solid until later on, which even later on in the film, when Sonya is shown like having trouble fighting like 2 Tarkatans, he's fighting like 5, and he's doing just fine. So he still seems to be stronger than Sonya, but for the sake of the tournament, like she's stronger than him.
And also, I want to mention my brother, when he watched this movie, he likes to, whenever he watches like something, he'll message me per like 5 minutes, be like, "Oh, this character did like what? Yo, it's pretty sick, yo," and stuff like that. He actually was enjoying the movie, and also my brother, being like the only openly D'Vorah fan out there, was like, "Yo, D'Vorah kicked Johnny's ass, yo, this is a good movie."
You know that Honeybee was saying that too. Honeybee's like, "Fuck yeah, D'Vorah." Honeybee's like,
Honeybee, yeah.
To like that scene.
After that point, he says, "Yo, this movie is just going downhill from here." He basically said, like, I like this movie up until when D'Vorah defeats Johnny Cage. That's his review of the film. So now I think we can go on to the final topic.
Before we go on to that, am I the only one who's hearing Sonic's mic cutting a little bit?
Oh, really?
If you're talking like very close to your mic, I feel like that'll fix the problem on my end.
Okay.
Get right fucking in there, Sonic Hog.
I guess I can try to be closer.
Yeah, now we're all just gonna get closer. So, final round, so like I think we should get really intense with our microphones now.
Can I take a quick 10-second bathroom break?
I'll be right back.
Alright, see you guys later.
Is anybody else still here, or is it just me? Is it the Underdog Show? Oh, yeah. I realize now that by myself I'm not very entertaining. Oh no, I'm a bore. Ah!
Okay, I'm back. Oh, did you guys hear my fucking toilet flush? Oh, fuck.
Up, gonna get banned.
I know. Oh, fuck. As long as you guys didn't hear me pee, I think.
BruskPoet. Got him.
What was the true story, True Underdog?
Oh, one time, like a true story, I did a live stream for my 300,000 subscribers video, because I thought it'd be more fun to be interactive than just me like talk and try to guess what people's questions were. So I was trying to just do like a live Q&A. I know for a fact that I turned the monitor a bit to be like focusing more on like that painting that I have right there. But then I went to go use the restroom, and sometimes when I use the restroom, because I live alone, I just don't close the door. Oh. And I had a mini freak out where I thought, oh god, did everyone just see me like piss or like shit, whatever? And then I come back and I'm very casual about it, but I check the camera to make sure, and no, it can't even see the door. I'm like, oh, thank god. But for a brief moment, I was like, oh no, I'm the new Dark Side Phil. I'm not jerking it, but they're gonna catch me doing something like, you know, private. Oh no. So I was really scared for a brief moment.
I got a story too, but this is my dad. So like, my dad is like an English teacher, and like, well, he used to be a college English teacher. And during one class, he was just like, I have to use the bathroom. So then he like goes to the bathroom, he uses it, takes a long pee, and then he hears like this very quiet laughing sound like that, and it's like coming from like the classroom basically, and he's like, what is up with those little gnarly little brats, like why are they laughing so hard? And then he goes back to like his classroom, and then he finds out, oh shit, my walkie-talkie microphone wasn't closed that whole time. So the whole class just heard super loud pissing in the classroom that whole time.
I also heard that there was some like big criminal who got done like that because they were doing a documentary about him, and cause he'd done some murders and but they were never able to prove it, and so he's been asked about it. So he goes to the bathroom, and they realise like months later while editing, his mic was on while he was in there, and he's going, oh fuck, got you, what you gonna do? And so that they turned the audio over to the police, and the police were like, well, let's get him. And they got him just before he could flee the country. Like he was at the airport about to leave. And it's like,
wow.
It's like, now that should be a movie.
Alright, so I guess everyone's back. Chat's back. Yo, we were just talking about pissing for 5 minutes or something like that. The final topic for the Battle of the Realms debate is story. Really, this ranges from everything else that we haven't mentioned. We can go from like the tournament, the Lin Kuei subplot. I mean, the ending we're just glossing over because we all agree it's bad. But yeah, really just go crazy at this point, in my opinion, around this topic.
Guys,
now,
you cannot fight the one being. Stop.
In BruskPoet's review, he says,
This is Liu Kang's movie. I absolutely love what they did with Liu Kang. He was done justice, and I really, really appreciate that.
And in TrueUnderDawg's review, he says,
Liu Kang enters God mode, and it's ridiculous. There's no foreshadowing to this. It's not even hinted at that Liu Kang can even do this. If you were happy to see certain characters in the trailer they were not in the first movie, then also prepare yourself, because most of them are not given any sort of good treatment at all.
And just as a fun final conflict point to really spark up this debate, to really get you guys to get into the mood, in the end of BruskPoet's review, he tells his fans to support the movie, buy it on digital, buy it on Blu-ray, so that way they can make maybe like another movie or like an HBO Max series and stuff like that. He really wants to support the creators of this movie. However, in TrueUnderDawg's review, he says,
Do I think you should watch this movie? Yes, but try and find a friend that already has it so you can watch it for free. I kind of regret buying it. I was actually grateful I didn't buy the complete super bundle that I was gonna get, but then like it wouldn't work for some reason. I was gonna get like the physical one that comes with like the Blu-ray and the 4K and also the digital version. I was gonna get that super bundle because I liked Scorpion's Revenge so much, and I thought this film's gonna be that, but even better. Like I was super excited, and yeah, I did do that. I did say that they should probably watch it with a friend. That way they don't gotta pay for it.
In a way that is still legal. We must specify that for legal purposes. Don't be Pirate Kano for MK11. Don't do that.
yes, don't go to piratebay.com and buy torrents. No, don't do that.
Is Pirate Bay even still around?
Yes. I can't tell you why I know that. Anyways, final round. Fight!
You brought up the point that I think that Liu Kang was done very, very well in the movie. I totally stand by that 100%. When TrueUnderDawg says that it wasn't hinted at that like he can like quote unquote fly or something like that or be in the air for a certain amount of time, it was. In the beginning of the movie, Liu Kang comes down from above as a fucking huge ass fireball. And in Scorpion's Revenge, when he was able to like throw fucking goons super fucking far, and I don't think it's like the biggest fucking deal that when like Liu Kang gets his fucking power up, when he taps into his inner chi, the Shao Kahn versus Liu Kang fight, and also the fact that he can like slow down his heartbeat to the point where he can dodge like a bunch of fucking bullets. I feel like him like launching Shao Kahn up in the air is like one of the least ridiculous things that you can do. I mean, he has the spirit of a dragon. If you have the spirit of the dragon, it's kind of a no-brainer to like fly up in the air a little bit. Yes, I still stand by the fact that you should buy the movie and support the creators, because I feel like they did such a really fantastic job in Scorpion's Revenge. I know there are people in here that do not like it. Fuck you. No, I'm joking.
All right, dog, got a rebuttal.
So here's my issue, right? I want to see a Mortal Kombat fight. I didn't want to see a Dragon Ball Z fight. So when he essentially becomes Goku, I didn't like that.
That was just like
I want to see.
That was just like the last 10 seconds of the fight, though. The majority of the fight is like him punching and kicking and all that kind of stuff.
I'm being interrupted a lot this time.
I'm sorry.
I don't
I'm
like
so
this.
sorry. Go ahead.
Sad underdog.
That's right, bitch. No, just kidding. No, so my gripe was that I really wanted to see a slugfest between Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, because the trailer even made it seem like that. I love how in the trailer, when they land that big hit, how it just goes deaf for a bit and there's no sound. I thought that was sick. It's unfortunately not in the movie. It's just a big punch that knocks them both away for a second. They just go at it. But there's a lot of stuff in that brief trailer that I liked. And that's kind of what I wanted to see, was an actual slugfest. But instead we have Liu Kang doing okay, then he loses. Shao Kahn could have killed him, but didn't. Decided to throw him instead and crush his hand, giving him a chance to come to his senses. But then Liu Kang just proceeds to win for the rest of the fight. And I'm like, damn, I really wanted a back and forth.
I want to ask something about Liu Kang to BruskPoet.
Yep.
What was Liu Kang's arc in this movie?
It's basically learn to be at your full potential, because he doesn't learn to be at his full he's not at his full potential in the first movie, and then he learns how to be in his full potential in the second movie. Visually it's there. You can argue whether or not it needs to be verbally said or anything like that, but you can tell that it's a true underdog story. It's an underdog story. It's an underdog story for Liu Kang. Liu Kang goes into the MK2 tournament as an underdog.
Number 1 victory royale, yeah, Fortnite.
So we don't
your mind, it's
necessarily disagree in terms of the fights be fleshed out a little bit more, because I agree that's totally what should happen.
That, and also I just didn't want a huge power difference. I wanted Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, who at worst be pretty even. That way it's holy shit, that was a really tough fight, but well fought Liu Kang. Whereas now it feels damn, Liu Kang just should have tapped into that shit sooner, fucking dummy. You had that the whole time. Idiot.
Yeah. Needing to piece things together visually, because it's in your mind.
I mean, it's actually a lot less than you think. That he does mostly
visual storytelling is there.
To a degree.
And again,
visual storytelling can feel like they needed to really show out a bit more clearer.
Again, us as MK fans, especially with me, especially with the original games, because they had very little and MK visually it's supposed to be
After having watched this movie and the previous one, if the third one got greenlit, would you be at all interested in seeing it?
I would be very interested in seeing it for two reasons. One is because I have no idea what they're gonna do now. It just really interests me. What can you do now? That's what interests me. If they can actually make a third sequel, I would imagine they were gonna go with MK3 plot, Sindel and invading Earthrone. But I would be interested. And the second reason is because I want to see Reptile.
They kind of done most of the MK3 stuff.
Not really.
You still have Sindel, you still have Nightwolf, you still have Cabal. There's plenty of MK3 things that you can do.
And wait, I just thought of something. Snake, you're not gonna like this.
What?
How are they gonna retcon Sindel now that they don't really need her to invade Earthrone?
I've got it. What'll happen is that while all this stuff has been going on, Shujinko's been running around in the background, and somehow, even without the Kamidogu stuff, he's going to end up unwittingly bringing back Onaga. Onaga will come back with Sindel as his bride, because she was his wife before Shao Kahn's, and she's just evil, and she probably kills Onaga and takes his power at the end and becomes Dragon Queen Sindel, and then kills Kitana. Melina's with her. And
my god, don't give them ideas!
Sonya is the one who defeats her because, let's make her more OP again. And Johnny Cage is just there in the background. I swear, guys, I can fight. And it's shut up, Joel McHale. Go back to Community or whatever the fuck.
Snake, you joke, but the very first conversation I had with you, during March of this year, we were chatting and joking about what they would do in Battle of the Realms, and you got some things right too, then.
Did I?
You're going to fuck. Oh, yeah. You're jinxing this shit. You asked for it.
This was my fault?
Your fault. Yes. Yes, it's your
I really still kind of have the same feeling as my review.
I just feel a bit betrayed and lied to with the new one.
I think Battle of the Realms was a good movie.
This movie gave me AIDS.
No!
That's about right.
Oh, you're gonna die now. Right. Bummer.
So I guess a poo wank is worse than AIDS.
Well, no, because I being poo and being wank, it's not gonna kill you, but giving you AIDS is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Kind of sick human being tries to wank during a poo.
I'm sure someone has tried.
I feel like we all have done it at one part of our age for no reason.
I assure you, mate, it's just you.
I did not say me. I said... Anyway, so thank you all so much for watching our amazing debate about Battle of the Realms and all of our shared opinions. I don't really have an outro plan, honestly. Like, I just wrote here, the end.
Fuck! So once again, blew his wad on the first jerk. First jerk, he blew his wad again.
Is Brusk still streaming?
No, I'm still streaming, yeah. I'm still streaming.
Oh, so that whole conversation was...
Blew that wad on the first jerk, yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's a soundbite for me now.
That line is the one you remember. The new Injustice film is coming out.
That were used in the Injustice games, and that's fine, but I'm pretty sure...
I feel like it's like a bunch of all that's the Batman, right? Yeah.
Sorry, we opened a whole can of worms there with Marvel and their recent decisions.
Were you guys done with talking about Injustice?
No.
Well, folks, I think that's gonna be it for me.
Yeah, it's 4 over here. I'm gonna get like only 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, and like, I'll talk to y'all soon. See ya, boys.
Good one.
Bye. Ooh, okay, guys. Well, that was the debate. Most of the viewers that were in the debate probably tuned out already. So, I mean, that's totally understandable. I'll talk a little bit in the stream before we head out.
Bye.
Oh god, thank god he's gone. His opinions are terrible.
And to shit talk everybody.
I got it recorded all on 4K.
Our very elaborate plan worked to catch The4thSnake shit talking BruskPoet. Like 4+ hours in the making, but we got him.
To catch a Redditor. I say will Dark Raiden be the threat to the next film?
Jean Grey with her mind powers is why Iceman is gay now.
I don't really follow that, but like, you think that Starfire comic was self-insert too?
He said that the Marvel films helped get Trump elected.
One thing that really makes me concerned is that they put in Riri Williams in Black Panther 2.
Yeah, they fucked Iron Fist like twice really hard.
Oh, the Marvel
Captain Marvel stuff.
What are you fuckers doing?
Came back.
Oh my gosh. Hello. We're just talking. We're talking about how much we love Marvel.
So I want to get this off stream. I hate every single one of you. Fuck you, and I'm blocking you guys.
Damn.
What happened? What happened? I don't
I'm joking.
understand.
I'm joking.
Wait, TrueUnderDawg, you really
Are you
thought
like
that was...
streaming the whole time or something?
I'm joking.
Hold on a second. Wait. Were you streaming the whole time?
Oh, this entire time? No, I wasn't. No.
Okay, good. I think
okay.
there's some things we don't want on stream.
Oh no. Trust me. Like when
Ooh, I should have checked. I would have felt done pretty dirty. Okay.
You know, TrueUnderDawg, I will say this. I am still recording.
I thought you stopped.
Bring it on, bitch. I'm just kidding.
But I will cut it. Don't worry. I will cut this.
You can't end me. I'll end you. Oh yeah, the actual Spider-Woman.
She's actually supposed to have her own movie, but I'm pretty sure that's.
I hope they don't do the weird new one where she's just pregnant the whole time. That's her entire plot is I'm pregnant.
Ew.
What?
Y'all haven't seen that? Y'all haven't seen the cover of her like really pregnant? But here's the cover, so y'all can see it because I had to suffer through this. You have to look at it too.
Oh jeez. Why?
I thought so do you. Oh my
god. It looks
god.
like a G-Top edit. That's the weird
That's
thing.
weird.
That was her entire plot for the past 5 years that she's pregnant.
5?
Alrighty, folks. I'm actually gonna. This time, I'm actually for real gonna take a nap.
Okay, as long as you don't hate me.
TrueUnderDawg is really hurt from that, bros. I am gonna turn on my air conditioning because my quality would be horrible if I turn it on. So I have to turn off the air conditioning over here, and it's just like so hot.
I did want to make a joke about that actually when I was wearing the hoodie. I wanted to say, "Oh, I have to take it off because it's too warm," because otherwise I have to turn the fan on. It'll sound like a SonicHaXD video.
Oh, shut the fuck!
I, for one, like that he still makes his Walmart microphone work. I find it inspiring. He makes this much success with Walmart microphones.
Listen, that's my phone. Whenever I film myself, it's always just my phone. Right now, you're listening to my very expensive microphone, but
I mean, here's a Blue Yeti. It's shit too. What I use. Blue Yeti. It's not very good.
That's the most popular one, though. Ooh.
Yeah, right. They work just fine.
Yeti Bros.
Like, they're not as nice as Brusk's, but they work. Yeah.
Or mine. Please praise mine.
Or yours.
Come on. Thank you.
Can't see yours because you never.
It's a Rode. Shit, I always forget what it's called. But I need like a Focusrite adapter thingy with jiggy. It's not a USB, so you know that's the expensive stuff. And you're yelling. You're just yelling when I said that.
All right, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna make me some chicken.
Yeah, this will be the 5th time I say goodbye. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right, see you later. Bye. Hey guys, what is up? SonicHaXD here, and thank you all so much for watching this video. I actually watched the whole 5-hour and 30-minute live stream like 3 times just to make this video. And that wasn't even the most complicated thing about editing this video. But I don't want to make this end part just about me venting and ranting about this sort of stuff. So if you're interested, you can just pause the stream and read whatever's in front of you. But overall, I'm still glad that I could finally get this highlight video out. And I really, really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do enjoy it, I usually don't ask this, but if you do enjoy it, please share it with people you know, like, comment, and do all of those sorts of things, because I have a gut feeling that this video is not gonna do too well. So if you did like this video, then please share it with your friends and stuff like that. Or if you hated it, share it with your enemies, whatever Snake says. As for future projects, I have like 3 videos planned for October, one of them being the Injustice movie, and 2 other ones being more experimental stuff that I don't usually do on my channel, gaming wise. So hope that'll be pretty fun. And while all this is going down, I'll also be working on my Battle of the Realms Sucks video, which earliest I'll get it done by November and latest before 2022. At least that's what I'm hoping. Again, thank you so much for watching, and special thanks to TrueUnderDawg, BruskPoet, and The4thSnake. It was a lot of fun chatting with you guys again, and yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
I'm not sure if people are okay with this. I don't know if people want to like see the black shit. That's a fucking clip moment right there.